Namaste or Sitaram. The oldest known system of a way of life is Sanatan Dharma. Bluntly put, Hinduism. We believe in reincarnation. We believe in karma. We believe in good karma, bad karma. We don't believe in heaven and hell. We don't believe in a devil. Those things never existed. As a matter of fact, the word shaitan came about because of the Arabs coming to India. There was no word for it called devil or shaitan. We, as Hindus, strongly believe that your actions bring about repercussions, either good or bad. The things that you do will decide your faith, whether you become one with God or you reincarnate and come back in another form or as a human being. Very simple. Every aspect and concept of Sanatan Dharma, of life, of human existence, of consciousness, there's a book in Sanatan Dharma that explains these things. Someone say, enlighten them on the books of Sanatan Dharma, or the book of Sanatan Dharma. There's no one book. We have a library of books. And there are books, there are Sastras, there are Puranas, there are the Mahabharata, there's the Vedas, the Gita, the Ramayana, and countless other books that are written about every aspect of human life. So death is dealt with in the Garud Puran. You have the Chalisas that have explanations also. So if you want an explanation for anything of this earth and anything of human existence, there is a book in Sanatan Dharma that you can access and read about it. Most of it was written in Sanskrit, and this is something that I want you all to listen carefully to. Everything that was passed on for thousands of years before the written word was passed on by mouth. And do you know, to this day, everything is exactly as it was? There's no revised edition of any of our books. Every single book that was handed down to man from time immemorial to now is correct, and it's exactly as it was handed down from time immemorial. So if you talk about the Kama Sutra, which I deal with in my other manifestation, I can tell you it's an instruction in love, heard by Nandi of Lord Shiva talking to Mother Parvati, and he gave it to man. And there are countless other books out there dealing with different subjects. It's like you going to university. You have to study all these different books. Sometimes in one subject you have 2 books or 3 books. It's the very same thing with Sanatan Dharma. Every subject has text, books written, heard, interpreted in the correct manner. So we don't have a revised edition. We don't have a version of anything. Every single thing is as it was. But help me to understand this. Abrahamic religion, one in particular, Christianity, believes in the second coming of Christ. No problem with that. I have no problem with that. But they don't believe in reincarnation. Isn't that something that is foolish? How can you have the second coming of something that was on earth and died, and it's not reincarnation? What is it? But because they think that they're superior to others, they don't want to use the word reincarnation, but then again, they don't accept it in their religion. But it was once accepted. It was once accepted, reincarnation was accepted. We Hindus cremate. Do you know why we cremate? Because the body is just a vessel. There's no importance of the body when you're dead. So why prolong the body going back to the 5 elements when you can do it swiftly? So you'll see they put the coffin on the ground when the body is leaving the home. Then 4 other times at the cremation site, 1, 2, 3, and in front of the pyre. Why? That represents the body disintegrating and going back to the 5 elements. So you're asking the 5 elements to please accept this body back as quickly as possible. So we cremate. There's nothing devilish about that. There's nothing nasty about that. It's our belief and it's our way of sending the 5 elements back as quickly as possible to its source. But others would condemn that. Others will say they will not cremate, they don't do this, they don't do that, they have to bury the body. That's their choice. But as a practicing Hindu and a Sanatanist, you must know that cremation is the prescribed way to get the elements back as quickly as possible and the soul on its way to the Paramatma, where your actions, which is karmic, determines whether you become one with the Lord or you return in a lesser form or the highest form of life as a human being. But you have these zealots who tell you they're waiting, look out, you will bend your knees on the second coming of Christ. And I say, but isn't that reincarnation? They can't answer you. They shut them out one time. Because if he's coming back, obviously he's reincarnating. What else is it? You tell me, for all the Christians out there. You tell me if that's not reincarnation, what is it? So do you believe in reincarnation or do you not believe in reincarnation? Because if you don't believe in reincarnation, he could never come back. And if you believe he's coming back, then it's reincarnation, so you got to believe in reincarnation. You see how foolish it can be? And then you'll tell somebody, you know, what goes around comes around. That's a Hindu concept. That is karma. Whatever you do, you face the consequences right here on earth. You don't have to go to a judgment site. There's no court of judgment for you to be judged. Your karma and your karmic values, good karmas and bad karmas goes with you. And if one outweighs the other, for example, bad karma outweighs the good karma, you have to be reborn. But we all come here for a purpose, and if you don't fulfill that purpose, you have to be reborn. That's why if you read Freedom at Midnight, coming down to the end, and these are books not written by Hindus, it's written by Christians. It's about Mahatma Gandhi and the greatness of the man and why they call him the Mahatma. You see, Gandhi knew who he was. And when his assassin came to him a couple of days before he took him out, Naturam Godse, what did he ask him? He said, Bapuji, tell the world that you are the Mahatma. He said, no. When you do what you have to do, if the last words from my lip is the name of the Lord, then you will know that I am the Mahatma. And when Naturam Godse walked up to him and shot him, he just said, Hi Ram. Because when he asked him, he said, Bapuji, you're late. He said, no, I'm not late. It's the only time, based on modern timing, Bapuji went late to a meeting. But he knew that was his death time. But he proved to the world that you're born and you're reincarnated. Just as when Naturam Godse was born and his patra was read, they said he will become a very famous person. His name will be sounded throughout the world. The whole world will know his name. But they knew his name for something that he did, taking the life of the Mahatma. But that was his purpose on this earth. So you see, Hinduism, Sanatan Dharma, is practical and there's everything about it. Other religions can brag and boast about whatever they need to, and that's okay. But don't condemn mine and don't tell me that my belief system is wrong. Don't tell me it's inferior to anything else. Don't tell us Sanatanists anything like that. Because when you walk into our yard and ask us to convert, we have a right to kick you out of the yard physically. Because you are attacking us when you tell us that. And we have to start doing that. Don't allow them on your yard. The road, they can stay on the road, that's a government road. But don't allow them in your house. Don't allow them to tell them you need to convert. Tell them that I am a Sanatanist and I was born a Sanatanist and I will die a Sanatanist. Jai Shri Ram.